Well, hi Cancer. I am called to do a reading for you today, and the Good Tarot, which is always your deck, the mysterious Good Tarot that I couldn't even read at first, and I couldn't read your cards either, but then we became friends, I think, and I got to see a little bit into your beautiful private soul. So the Good Tarot just wants to give you one card and maybe some underlying energy here amongst a few tarot and oracle messages before we get into the main reading today. So let's see here. What is Queen of Air? She is the wise queen who knows what's good for her and knows what is not, and she is able to remove that which is not good for her. So if there is some kind of clarity that you're having or seeking, that is here for you today. And on the bottom we have a messenger of earth and a page of earth. Very 3D, very take your time, do it right kind of energy here. The most beautiful messenger of earth in any tarot deck, and the most beautiful page of earth as well. Both of these are energies that I want to go with, these golden, magical, deep, earthy, sensual messenger of earth here. I just really am drawn to whatever she wants to tell me, and this kid I want to go play with. Normally for me, like, the earth is not, it's my least, well, air, I don't know. Earth is, it's so much about money and security in the 3D, and I don't relate to that. But in this deck, these messenger and this page of earth, like, these are really, yeah, compelling and beautiful energies. So I don't know, that's about me and not you, but that's an underlying energy here as you make this decision. It was very golden with this blue light. And you can see from my living room that I do like the blue and the gold, but so air can be read as cold, and I don't see that. I see taking your time. I see doing it right. You know, you have a message to bring, and it seems to be about caring for your inner child, this page of earth that is, yeah, you're supposed to care for this one, but I just like this Queen of Air, she's lovely, and she seems kind, and it's not easy to be clear and have clear boundaries, but it's actually kind. Take it from me. Let's see. Anybody else want to talk to you here? Yes, the Pride Tarot has messages for you. And I, your queer Scorpio reader, will bring you a little queer message from the Pride Tarot. Whether you're queer or not, your queer friends have something to share with you here. So let's see. What does this deck want to tell you? Seven of Cups. There are lots of choices right now and projections and fantasies in play. It can be a little bit opposite of the Queen of Air. It can feel unclear. And this I think, is the artist's daughter, is performing that sort of the indecision of the Seven of Cups. What you can see here, it is a rainbow of possibilities, which isn't bad. And here it is, on the bottom here, you are given the Sun, authenticity and total happiness, as well as this, and more pentacles, more of the slow, careful, disciplined, can be a bit controlling energy. You're definitely, I see your situation, Cancer. There's a boundary, or maybe even we'll see more, but it's your inner child and your authenticity, like your absolute happiness is at stake here. That's why you need to have this clarity and set this boundary. But there's also all of this advice to take it easy, slowly, maybe not easy, but discipline. You know, the slowpoke knight is the messenger of earth. And so take your time, do it right. Okay, I pulled out like several decks, wanted to talk to you today, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and pull a baseline advice reading here after I've seen what you have. I'm going to do a release, embrace what's hidden from you and the future, and then we'll clarify with another deck. I'm not sure which one. I brought out a couple. It seemed like the dogs wanted to talk to you. So I have like my wise dog tarot, and then the light seers is here. So we shall see. Okay, 4 cards for my Cancer friends from the 4 Haxa. Let's see. What you shall release here in this process. The Queen of Water. My goodness, that is you. Set yourself free. Queen of Water. That is a very Cancerian person. Queen of Water is deep, emotionally mature, and she is expressive and open. She speaks her truth from her heart. So, yeah, I see you opening you have a message, right? Messenger of Earth. So there's something that you need to say. It comes from your heart. What you want to embrace. So I feel like that's what the Queen of Water is releasing a lot of the time. It could also be that you need to release a concept of yourself and like a story about yourself. It could be, I know Cancers, you give so much. You can be overgivers and over-nurturing, sometimes at your own expense, maybe. That's what I'm getting. We'll see more. The hummingbird is here. There's a catfish deep in the depths. Yeah, this is a complicated card. There's that hummingbird. Inspiration, healing. Okay, what you shall embrace is a 9 of Fire. Wow, what an amazing fairy is this. She is a warrior. She has been battling. She is tired. She is wise, though, from struggle. She is still in the fight. You can see she has hurt her eye and she's wearing a patch over her eye, but she is still ready to pull that bow. She's not done. So that's where you're supposed to embrace. Yeah, because we get the Messenger of Earth here, it's like this is a slow process that you're beginning or in the middle of. So this is definitely about being tired and that you need to, you have a long ways to go still. I mean, the 10 is when you're done and you get to put your burden down, but I feel like this is, yeah, I'm seeing here in the woods all of the eyes watching. They're hyper visible in this state. Everybody else seems afraid, and you're the powerful, brave one here. Because I see those eyes as like on your side, and they're like spectators, but they also are. You can hear my dog having a drink of water. But they're spectators, but they're definitely on your side. And I feel like they're afraid, and that's why they're hiding in the shadows. And you are out there in the scene of battle. Wow, it's just such a beautiful layered card. Look at this under here. Wow. I love this deck. It's a newish, my newest deck. And I love this artist. I have several of her decks. And MJ Cullinan is how I would pronounce it. Okay, so what is hidden from you, according to the tarot, is a 7 of Fire. This is definitely about integrity and resistance here. Knowing who you are in the midst of all of these voices that are pulling at you. I feel like these are the ones with their eyes in the shadows, and this is you, the warrior that you are. And this makes me think of this other 7 that you got here, the 7 of Cups. So it feels like any kind of there's some kind of distraction around you that is maybe there's a danger that it will take your focus off of your task. And here, what you're embracing is you're very focused. You're going to aim and you're going to fire, and that arrow will hit home. You're definitely moving away from passivity and not doing anything. Okay, this is clearly a reading about taking action. And what you're not aware of is that what may be keeping you from embracing action are these other voices. But that ultimately they're watching you, and they will they're watching, and they're in some way needing your leadership, or for you to set some kind of example, which may be even contrary to what they're suggesting, because I just feel like you're confused and it's outside of you. We'll clarify, but okay. The tarot says the future is an Ace of Water, divine love, a new beginning in the emotional realm. That's beautiful. Another rainbow like this one. And I'm always drawn to the cup that holds the heart. What are you drawn to, Cancer? There's lots of choices here. I don't ever see any of the other choices. In fact, in this, there's one that's like stars. And then there's a dragon, a snake, victory. So that could be one that somebody else might be drawn to. Like victory is like blatantly positive. This tells me that in your future is a new emotional beginning. It could be about you. It could be about your spiritual path. It could be a new person. Doesn't have to be though. Beautiful. And it's a cup that overflows with love. It is unconditional, unending love. Always the Ace of Water. Okay, we will clarify. Yes, we will clarify with the Wise Dog Tarot. Same artist as these fairies. Are you a dog person, Cancer? I know some Cancers with dogs. Okay, I also know some cat Cancers. Let's see. These dogs are indeed wise. Okay. As I'm reading, I have students who are messaging me about their homework for today. And I have one that has a presentation who suddenly has food poisoning, and then just funny. Okay, here we go. Okay, Queen of Water. Let's see, what are you to release? It looks like you, or an idea of you, or passivity. I'm seeing it as lying around doing nothing. It's time to take action, right? Because this is your embrace. But let's see. What does the tarot want to add to this? What do the Wise Dogs say for you? The Four of Wands. This is okay. Four of Wands. To me, it's about authenticity, your true self. And it's who you can, where you can be your true self with other people, Cancer. So the sunflowers are here. Yeah, one of my favorite readers, Mystic Witch, talks about the Four of Wands as like a chair. It's very stable. All four corners are there. Wands are about willpower, about passion. It's often a party, a celebration. And with the sun here and the sunflowers, I think of the sun card as well, which is about authenticity. You have the sun in your underlying energy, being your true self, being in your absolute joy, often has a child in it. There's definitely something here with your inner child, Cancer. What else do we get? Oh, putting down a burden. Look at you, how tired you are in the 10 of Wands. Remember, the next one is a 9 of Fire. That's a card that comes before this. This is putting it down, that burden, being done. It's the quit your job card, I often say. But whatever that job is, it doesn't have to be like a job. It could be like some burden that you've given yourself. And since you're Cancer and a caretaker, that could be what is exhausting you. You're putting somebody else's or something else's needs above yours. And you're coming from your heart as you do that. You love it. It's fulfilling in a way, but ultimately it can be exhausting. And in order to be yourself, you need to put it down. And then we have the King of Swords, who is the match for the Queen of Air. This is your Queen of Air, as you may recall. Your oracle from the Good Tarot. The King of Swords, the Philosopher King, he has gone to war. He has learned that battle is not the best approach. So I think of him as this gentle, wise king. He is not, it's weird because the kings are the action-oriented cards, but when it comes to the emotions or speaking their truth, like they keep that to themselves, usually because there's other people in the kingdom that need to be heard and listened to and supported. I see this King of Air, the butterfly suggests that transformation, the heart that is hurt from the truth, the sword representing the truth. This is a good king. I feel like this is somebody in your life. This is not you. And it feels like it's like your person because we get this. So this is you. And then this is the King of Swords. This is the person that you've been taking care of, Cancer. Whoever that is. Somebody in your life. They're very, very important to you. You've been like this with them. You've been this Queen of Water. You've told them how you feel. You've become your true self. You're tired, right? You're putting down your burden. This is you being yourself. And they're good. They're a good one. They have a good heart. But there's something about them that you need to release. And I feel like it's some burden that you've taken on from them because they're good, because you love them, because you respect them. They went to war. I get this very clearly, but I always get this with the King of Swords. Like he went out there with his sword and he told the truth, and maybe sometimes it hurt others. And he's learned from that and he's wise for it. Or he literally went into battle. I sometimes feel that. But it's time for you to put the burden of him down. He is a king. He can take care of himself. And he has been transformed, and maybe that's a part of what this release is that he's changed. So that could be good. He, she, they, it doesn't matter. I just say he because it's a king. Okay, so this is your embrace. You're taking some kind of action. You're aiming. This is willpower, the color of red, the suit of wands and fire. You're the hero. You're the tired hero. No wonder you're lying around like the Queen of Water. Okay, Cancer. What are we embracing here? My doggy's coming to visit. Hi, buddy. Yes. Aww. Yes, you look like the King of Swords. My dog looks like this dog here. Yeah, except he's more blonde. No wonder I love him. I think he came, and not by accident. Okay. So embracing, here's your Ace of Cups again. This is the future. This is divine love overflowing. This is with you. You are unconditionally and divinely loved and supported. Beautiful. Secondly, wow, you have strength. You can see the little pug putting her paw on the lion. This is you rising to your best self. Wow. So the lion, beautiful animal though the lion is representative of your passions, your impulses, your fight that you will hurt to survive. And in strength, you don't need to, because you have this beautiful heart and you rise to your highest self and you calm the inner beast in you. I always struggle with this because I'm an animal lover, and I often think it's like, let's calm the inner human. I mean, who's destroying the planet, right? But you get my drift. So the lion, it represents destruction, destructive power, your animal nature. Again, thinking of that in conventional ways. And then you, like this little puppy, gently, lovingly calming that is inside of you. And you can see the symbol of infinity here. This is a relationship that is always changing and is never ending. And this is one of the most powerful cards here. It beats the devil. And finally, there is the Six of Cups. This is nostalgia. It is very Cancerian to be nostalgic. Yeah. Inner child stuff. So you can embrace that. I feel like there's something that you're letting go of. It's something to do with this King of Swords, who is your match, your mate, your other, your person. And it doesn't mean that you let go of them, but you have your personal journey that you're going on, and there's a nostalgia that keeps you attached to them, but it's also possible to keep a person in your heart through memory instead of, so you can remember what you might be releasing even after it's gone. It can be a memory of love and connection. It's a soulmate connection, but it may just live in the memory here. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting this so clearly. There's a change in your relationship. There's something burdensome in your relationship, and in order to be your true self, you have to let this King of Swords be in charge of his own or her own or their own life, because you have this struggle that you're involved in. It's a spiritual struggle. It is you rising to your highest self, and as you go about that, you can remember this one that you lost. Like, I feel like this is the way that we remember our pets that are gone from us, that they're still with us, but they're not with us in body. They're with us in spirit. Okay. But there's no rush, remember? Because we got the Slowpoke Knight here. The golden Slowpoke messenger of earth. Okay, so this is what you need to know. There's so much red here. Black and red, and you in contrast to that in green, rising above it like this fairy with her white wings. Flying up out of the melee with your integrity. And they're really clawing at your very roots in the way that you are grounded in the earth here. You can see the roots coming out of your feet. Go all the way to the center of the earth, and that you have that power with you. Just a very grounded Seven of Fire. And all the red is the color of the suit of fire, but this fairy is wearing green. And so it's very much about having integrity and not fitting in. So green complements red, but it is the opposite color on the color wheel. Let me see what else. What do these guys want to tell us? There's an 8 of Swords. This is the illusion that you are trapped. You know, this dog can hop up and walk out of those swords just like, I feel like it's enough of a security fence that the collar, you don't even have the collar on anymore. Like people have these dog fences, right? And they put on an electric collar, and if the dog crosses this line, it shocks them a little bit. But at a certain point, dogs don't. A dog might learn, like, that fence, it will jolt me if I walk out of it. So much so that this dog is not even wearing that collar. There's no collar, there's just the memory of that shock of leaving. It makes me also think of a story I heard about elephants that were trained as little elephants. They were put on a chain that as adults they could easily rip from the earth, but they act like they're too small to free themselves. And so there's some of that here that the tarot wants you to know is operating in your life. There is the magician, the ability that you have to manifest the world that you want to see. This is, I cannot help but think, a sleeping magician. Maybe this dog is dreaming in her sleep about the world she wants and thereby manifesting. God, there's a real thing here that you are in you have a tendency to be passive, and to go slowly is your nature. So you have the Four of Pentacles. There's a little bit of security and control that holds you back from your authentic sunny self, from just like vomiting up rainbows or whatever that is. Yes, you get stuck here. See how she's stuck? Looking at all of the possibilities. And thirdly, again, you get the 9 of Fire, the 9 of Wands again. It's just saying, like, keep going. You are going somewhere. You're going towards your manifestation. There's a lot of input, and there's a lot in your path that slowing it down. A lot of chatter in your mind. And I think it just looks to me, because I'm a faster energy than you are, Cancer. It looks to me like you're asleep, you know, like you're just, it can look like you're just lying around doing nothing. But I think you know what you're dreaming about here. You know what you're manifesting. And the cards affirm that it's fine for you to take your time, to do this right, to do it slowly. And you need endurance when you're in a 9 of Wands, and you have 2 9s of Wands, or 9s of Fire here. This is your 9 of Fire. How interesting. I'm really attracted to Cancer, fellow water sign, empathic, willing to go deep into the emotions and intense that way. And yet I definitely struggle with your ability to just, in your nostalgia, in your care of others, to hold off on taking a direct action. I mean, Scorpio, Death card, Tower, it's one of the change people. So you, Cancer, feel, and I'm even in your energy as I'm doing this reading, and it is really underwater, really moon, slow. But I think of a particular Cancer right now, and how deep and wise and spiritual you are, and how you are transforming, and I see that, but it is just like so slow, and it seems from the outside really full of faith. And so here's your future, Cancer, the Ace of Water. It's a beautiful energy to be around. It's very restful. to be in your energy, Cancer. Even though you're in this struggle and your authenticity and your integrity and your heart's desire are right here on the table, you are just going at it like an underwater warrior. It's amazing to be in. Wow. Okay, Ace of Water, your future is it could be a new love, it could be divine love, both, yourself, your heart's desire. You get a 7 of Pentacles. There's that slowness, there's that planting of your seeds, and then they will grow and you will harvest the fruit of this labor in the future. There's the King of Cups. You are the Queen. Here in your release, and in the future there is this King. The deep King of Cups, who is like the King of Swords. You know, kings are reticent. They're not open, but they are mature. They're not open because they're just not so self-centered. They're kingdom-centered. So let's see. Thirdly, in your future, change in your favor. Wheel of Fortune. I see Scorpio. Yeah, these are the fixed signs. Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus. I don't see Aquarius and Taurus. Oh, there they are in the top corner. So the Wheel of Fortune, these big cards, the other one, the World, also has the same fixed signs on it. This is about moving through the cycles of life. It inevitably, change occurs, and it happens on the universe's timeline, not your Scorpio reader's timeline. Yes, in your underwater way, Cancer, you are moving towards that Ace of Water, that Ace of Cups, that appears in this reading twice in your embrace. You see the Ace of Cups? I didn't look at this card very long. It has all the elements: the dove, the water lily, the overflowing cup. Again, a sense of the dog that has passed. You know, I think this Wise Dog Tarot, it reminds me a little bit, there's a bagel shop here in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the walls are covered with dogs that people have said goodbye to, who have passed away. So there's that way that our pets stay with us forever. And that seems so very Cancerian. I almost feel like this is true of the King of Cups here. It feels like coming to accept the ones that you have to say goodbye to. And I think that's coming through from the very beginning. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Air, she says goodbye to the ones in her life that are no longer fitting in with her life. But this reading tells me that if you are going to do something like that, like say goodbye, it's going to be from the highest place in you, from strength, from your heart. There's so much heart here. I'm almost about to cry. You know, on behalf of you, this beautiful inner child, and, you know, in the name of your authenticity, that this is your motive. And it has been a long, slow struggle. And you are tired, right? You're tired. You have been wounded, but you're still fighting. And there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people on your side, and they're not as brave as you are. So they are fighting with you. They're cheering you on. They're following your example. Yeah, and there is loss. There's nostalgia. And there's deep, true love for the ones that your change means that you either you revise your relationship with them or you say goodbye to them. And it's painful, but it's right. And you do it right. You do it with grace and with love. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, my friend, for letting me see into your cards. Yes, we see your loss here on the bottom of Four of Cups. Regret, but a new Ace of Cups there for you. Okay, best of luck.